It's time for our Replay Rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in Replay Rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
A look at second, now he deals. Swung on, base hit left field. Howell rounding third. Here comes Cosgrove to the plate. Diamondbacks win! Do you believe? Thank you to 98.7 for the highlight of last night's walk-off. Yes, the magical mystery tour continuing for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B hanging out today at Twin Peaks here in Tempe, and we are here until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Manuch, you ready to go after last night's big win?
I am ready to go after Ohtani had complete control. Guess what? The bullpen came in. The Dodgers bullpen came in and imploded as the Diamondbacks bullpen stood up to the challenge. And how about some key hits? And how about somebody bunting somebody over? Oh, my gosh. In the ninth inning, right, Mr. McCann does it again, comes through. What a great victory. Great comeback victory by this Diamondbacks team.
All right, here we go. It is indeed our Replay Rewind segment, and it's going to be a lot of Diamondbacks, and rightfully so. So let us take you to the shot in the bottom of the seventh inning that got the Diamondbacks back in the game. And now his 1-1 pitch. Del Castillo. Swung on and hammered. High and deep to right. Pitch hit, home run. Diamondbacks back to within one.
You said they wanted the thunder. That's exactly what they got.
Okay, so that's when I came off the couch. And I went, oh, my gosh. It's just the seventh inning, and they're within one. You got two to go. You just kind of felt the vibe, and the fans were totally into it. And again, it was Dodger fans, Diamondback fans. I'm going to surprise 60-40 Diamondback fans. What a showing up by the Dodger fans. But that's when I came off the couch and started going back and forth, watching this game going, could they? Maybe just a little bit. Sure enough.
So we generally don't do a lot of defensive plays because it's difficult for the highlights to translate, of course, on radio. But this was a huge play that took place in the top of the ninth inning for the D-backs. As Edman got jammed, pops it up, shallow left, tricky play, and Tawa! Oh, did he catch it? He sure did! Sliding grab and left by Tawa, and the inning comes to a close. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. Unbelievable sliding catch by Tawa right there, and that saved what could have been
huge.
A Dodger big inning.
We talked to Tom Candiotti yesterday in reference to the young guys, the new guys. Tawa's been up and down. He's played second base. He's played short. He's been outfield. I mean, he has really shined for this team. And you know what? You play 162, 165 going up and down. It's really starting to come to fruition with these young guys contributing. And if there's one thing that Tom said yesterday, that they have to step up, but he felt that the big moments weren't too big for them right now since they played a lot of baseball the entire year. Okay, after the game, here's the skipper talking about how his team competes.
A highly charged moment in a highly charged stadium. It was a great moment for this team, for everything they've been fighting for all the ups, the downs, the good moments, the bad moments. You keep flushing them day by day. These guys go out, it's all about them. They go out and link up to one another and fight as hard as any team I've ever managed. And I'm proud to be their manager for that reason.
And I think more than anything, Jim, is that they've done this time and time again, so they don't panic. I mean, think about last time, 2 times back, when Erod pitched, he gave up, 4 in the first inning? They came back, they won that game in extra innings. So there's a confidence in that dugout that no matter how many they get down, they've got a chance to at least get within range to win these games if that bullpen holds up. And that's what's come to fruition is a combination of the bullpen holding up and them getting key hits. And how about this? Key bunts, key sacrifices when they have to, especially in the last inning.
Listen, McCann with the bunt with 2 strikes, They took, according to what Torrey said after the game, they took off the bunt sign after 2 strikes. And then McCann, what does he do? He lays down a perfect bunt to move the players to second and third.
Here's the thing. You're right, 2 strikes, but that pitch was low and in.
Yeah.
I mean, he went down and bunted that, and fortunately it stayed fair. Otherwise, you're kind of, I'm going, good job. It's like, no. Oh, okay. I mean, you never, I mean, he was willing, he felt confident in his bunting abilities, but that was a wonky pitch to bunt down that third base line and get those 2 runners over.
Okay, let's skip down then to Perdomo, and I want to make sure that I get this bite on the show because he's talking about the big comeback.
It's special for us. We've been telling him, like, I know those guys didn't want to face us in the playoff, and we're ready. We're ready for whatever's coming next. You know, we just came here to have fun and battle and fight every single game.
Came here to have fun, Manuch. That's what he does.
Relax, have fun,
Yep.
Play good, solid baseball. And, 9 innings, you just never know. You have a guy shut you down. I mean, look at what Brandon fought last week. Think about that game. He's throwing a 1-hitter through 9 innings. San Fran comes back. They win that game in extra innings. So you just never can give up. But, yeah, they're playing loose. They're having fun. And they're focused on the task at hand.
Today's Replay Rewind presented by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need a check. Just make one call. It's Lerner and Rowe, 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. They can help you, and you get a free consultation. Once again, Lerner and Rowe. One call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Coming up in our next segment, we're going to switch gears and go to college football, lumberjack style. They're coming off a win over Incarnate Word. The head coach, Brian Wright, is going to be our guest. Right now, broadcasting live today, Twin Peaks in Tempe. Here's Laz with our 620 Sports Update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. Last night, the Diamondbacks kept their postseason hopes alive in dramatic fashion, walking off the Dodgers 5-4 on a clutch 2-out single from Geraldo Perdomo. The win was a huge boost for Arizona, keeping them just 1 game back of the 3rd and final NL wildcard spot. Tonight, Ryan Nelson takes the mound for the D-backs, while the Dodgers counter with lefty Blake Snell. The stakes could not be higher. It's must-win baseball, and you don't want to miss it. First pitch is at 6:40 with pregame coverage at 6 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Tomorrow there's a special showtime for Roc and Manuch, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as the Cards and D-backs are both playing on our airwaves, Arizona Sports and ESPN 620. But if you're heading to the Cardinals game, make sure you stop by Twin Peaks at Westgate. Happy hour starts at 3 p.m. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic view.
All right, folks, here we go. 3rd and long, and your old underwear just got blitzed again. Sweaty, bunched up, riding high. That's a wardrobe malfunction, and you cannot coach through that. But hold everything. Chill Boys enters the game. Cool, breathable bamboo boxers, smooth as a perfectly executed 2-minute drill. I slipped on a pair and bam, total comfort in the pocket, even in the Arizona heat. I've called a lot of clutch performances in my day, and I'm calling it right now. Chill Boys is the MVP of underwear. We've all made the switch here at ESPN 620, and trust me, you should too. Head to chillboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's chillboys.com. Folks, this is a game changer. You cannot afford to fumble.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
You buckle them in, but are they really protected? In Arizona, child passenger safety starts with the right car seat. Double check that your child is in the proper seat based on their age and size, and that it's correctly installed. The wrong fit or a loose seat can put your child at serious risk. Need help installing your car seat? Certified technicians can help for free. Learn more at gohs.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Here's the snap to Pennington. Everybody out, running deep. Pennington rolls the pocket to the right, to the near side. Now winds up and goes home run into the end zone. It is. Hold on. Touchdown. It's caught. Are you kidding me? It's a touchdown. Are you kidding me? No, you're not. That looks like my Seth Curry on the Hail Mary right at the end of the first half. Oh, wow.
That was a great call. Welcome back, everybody. We're hanging out today here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Thank you to the NAU Sports Radio Network for that. And that means we're talking Jacks football with the head coach, Brian Wright. He joins us right now. Okay, Coach, so when the Hail Mary took place and you saw it was a touchdown, now be honest with us, it's just us talking here. Did you jump up and down like a little kid? Or did you pretend, oh, I'm the head coach, I just have to stand here? Come on, let us know.
To be honest, I started to walk off the field and I forgot about the extra point.
That's great.
Or coaches, just like you drew it up, right?
That's right. That's right.
So for you guys, I mean, we did that. We'd go Big Ben right, Big Ben left at the end of the half, or desperation mode. It just drop it back. By the way, Ty threw that out there about 60 yards, Coach. You laid it up there, had some good top on it. What is the hope? You bring 3 or 4 guys in, tip it, have somebody back about 5 yards. Is there any strategy anymore for something like that?
Yeah, there really is. We go 2 by 2. So we have 2 receivers on the left side and 2 on the right. And we tighten them down in the formation so that they can get down the hash marks. And we're really trying to get 2 in the end zone, right across the letters, and then 2 in the front of the end zone, right at the goal line, in case the ball gets batted back. And Ty threw it perfectly. I mean, he threw it like he dropped it in right between all 4 of those guys, right in the middle of the end zone. And what a great job. Myseth went up. Really, Incarnate Words, DB, had it in his hands first, and then Myseth just took it from him.
Coach, I'm real curious about how you saw this game play out. Now with a 3-1 record, do you consider your team rolling, or are you in a situation where, yeah, we've had some really close wins, but we're still tweaking everything?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. We certainly did what we needed to do in the non-conference schedule. Sitting here at 3-1 and the only loss being at Arizona State. And but boy, when you look at the videotape, especially these, you could say really all of the last 3 weeks, there are so many things that we have to get better at, and so many things that we need to address soon and improve quickly to go do the things that we want to do. I just think some of these things There's a couple of them that show up on film repeatedly that got to get fixed right now. And then, our opponents are going to see these things and exploit them. And so we've got to get better in a hurry.
Coach, are you alluding to the second half, your last two games? You get you play really well first half. Either you allow them to get back into the game or they get back in the game. What are some of the things you can fix in that second half with the defense? Or, maybe with the offense, you scored 10 points in the second half, you scored 21 in the first half, or is it about the defense? What are those particular tweaks you need to fix in the second half?
Well, certainly this last weekend, I think it was both. We need to score more points offensively in the second half and really, put a team away. And I felt like we had a little bit more of an opportunity to do that on offense this week, and we didn't. The week before, we had the opportunity to do it on defense, and we didn't. And so both sides need to come together better in the second half to really put a stamp on the game when we have the opportunity to do it. Now we're playing, again, the last couple of weeks, I felt like we've played really good opponents, and Incarnate Word was really a solid defense, and it was hard, to move the ball at times and establish the run like we would need to. But I would say those are the two main things. We're giving up a few too many big plays defensively. And then in this last one, we really couldn't establish the run game in the second half like we'd like to be able to put teams away.
And Coach, obviously teams adjust. You got to give them credit for adjusting, and then you adjust to the adjustments. Was it a lot of plays were there, and sometimes it's just lack of execution? Is that what a lot of falls into? Guys get a little tired or complacent. Things are there, but they just didn't execute it properly?
Yeah, we had more of that this past ball game on offense than we've had all year. Just a couple of the day one fundamental things that we didn't execute at a high enough level. Maybe a false step here or the wrong hand placement there. Those types of things that are critical. It's the simple things done well, and we've got to do them better again to have the success that we'd like.
Coach Brian Wright is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. Okay, so 3-1. Now you get Portland State. Coach, you've probably been told by many I am really old. So I can go back to Portland State with Mouse Davis and June Jones as the quarterback and the old run and shoot. They don't run that anymore, obviously. But what can you tell the fans right now who are listening how you will set up against Portland State?
Yeah, you are going back with those
Don't
names.
rub it in. Don't rub it in.
That might have been.
Go ahead. Coach.
I was saying that might have been before Jimmy was broadcasting without face masks, for crying out loud.
I thought I went back, but that goes back. But what's interesting, and you bring that up, it just feels like Portland State for forever since I've known them. They've had this spread mentality, and they've always been able to run the ball effectively and hit you with the quick passing game, and so they still can do that. They've rotated some quarterbacks, they've added some quarterback run to just that spread out nature on offense, and then defensively they bring a lot of pressure, play a lot of man coverage on that side, and just try to disrupt things that you're trying to do offensively. So they present some problems, certainly. It can be a little bit of a tough place to play now where they're at, and so we've really got to be focused and dialed in and ready to go.
And Coach, with a team like Portland State that is struggling, what's the mantra going into the game? Is it get off quick, stay aggressive, stay focused? It's 0-0 at halftime. Per Lou Holtz, this is one of the best teams we've ever played when he was at Notre Dame. I mean, all those things you got to put in front of these guys so they don't go in there and go, well, this isn't a very good team. How do you prevent that from happening?
Yeah. Well, in all honesty, in their first 4 games, they've played some really good teams. they've had a really tough schedule. I mean, they had to make a trip to Hawaii. They played Tarleton State, who's playing really good football at the FCS level. I mean, they had to go to BYU. They just had a really tough schedule, and so I don't think any of us know how good they are or can be, and so we're taking them very seriously. The last time NAU went up there, NAU got beat, and the last time NAU played Portland State, which was here in the Dome 2 years ago, NAU lost that one. So we're not taking them lightly at all. We know that anytime you play a Saturday afternoon in the Big Sky Conference, you better be ready.
And, Coach, when you look at your team overall, one of the things I look at when I watch you guys is I've seen some great balance. Yes, you had close to 300 yards passing, but 100 and you had 116 yards rushing, close to 400 yards after it's all said and done. Are you at the point where you're achieving the balance? You feel confident that what you dial up to balance everything out is where you're headed for so far this season?
Not totally. No, I'd like to see our rushing attack improve. I think from a play calling standpoint, we're getting the balance. And we have a lot of RPOs as well. So sometimes that ball gets handed and sometimes it gets thrown on those types of calls. But there is a lot of balance in the play calling, and I'm happy with that. It's the production in the run game mostly that we still need to get a lot better at.
Coach, this is a game that we just talked about in Portland State. You cannot look past it. You've referenced that. Your schedule, however, sets up extremely well for NAU. How has your confidence level grown with the team that you have?
Well, I think each week it grows. When you watch us respond to certain situations in game and in the weekly preparation. I watched our team come off of a big win Saturday, and yet our guys went to work yesterday in practice, had one of our better practices that we've had this season. And so confidence certainly grows in that as you see the work being put in and our guys handling the preparation the right way, and then, handling the adversities that come along in ball games. And we've been able to respond. Again, there's so many things to improve and get better at. And so I think my confidence will grow more once I see those improvements made. But so far to this point, we're pleased where we're at and the direction we're headed.
And to that point right there, Roc, as Jimmy mentioned that, are you, as you said, you're pleased to this point, is there move forward points? Like, here's the first quarter. Okay, we feel pretty good. Now we can move to another quarter. You see what I'm saying? You're constantly moving forward. Are you able, I guess, to move forward, being happy with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, we are. A lot of the things that we've recognized that need to be improved upon are certainly fixable. I think there's quite a few of those types of things, and we're working like crazy as a staff to put our players in better positions every day. And some of that we certainly control. And, we've had some injuries and things that we can't control, but other than get that next guy ready. And so, I am pleased. I do think that we have a lot of things that we can control and get better at. So that's exciting. It's exciting to be 3-1 and still feel like there's a lot of room for growth.
Always good, Coach, when you take time with us here on the show. We will talk to you next week. Thank you, man. You have a great game this weekend.
Good luck, Coach.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys having us again. Go Jacks.
There you go. That's Brian Wright, everybody, head coach of the 3-1 Lumberjacks, and they are rolling right now as they get into Big Sky play. Hey, coming up, it'll be our On This Day segment and our football at 50. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out today here at Twin Peaks in Tempe, ESPN 620.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Rose is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Turner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Turner and Rose is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Attention golf lovers and putting enthusiasts. Are you ready to elevate your game? At Putting World, we've got cutting-edge technology that'll have you sinking putts like a pro. With high-tech simulators and expert coaches, you'll be on your way to mastering that tricky six-footer in no time. Check us out at puttingworld.com. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a newbie who thinks a hole-in-one is just a fancy donut, there's a place for you at Putting World. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World. Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Leaders don't wait. They innovate. The next big leap is here. Real-time's real intelligence, RI. It's smarter, faster, and cleaner than any AI on the planet. It makes jaw-dropping images, 4K videos, Grammy-eligible music, research, code, everything in one place. Don't get left behind. The future is already here. Try RI now for free at tryrinow.com. That's tryrinow.com from publicly traded real-time media. RLTR. Try RI now.
Your child is sick. With those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Wright Toyota On This Day report. Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale.
When I wake up in the morning, love.
All right, everybody, it is time for On This Day, as Manuch loves this segment because it gives him a chance to relive his childhood.
Absolutely, going way back. Well, I was just getting born in this day. Matter of fact, I was maybe a month old when this happened.
All right.
1957, the Brooklyn Dodgers played their last game at Ebbets Field. Now, you remember all that going on, Jimmy, growing up? Ebbets Field, last game, Dodgers moving to L.A.
I do remember that, yes, but it is foggy.
And where did the Dodgers initially play when they first got to
When they first got to Los Angeles, they had to play at the L.A. Coliseum.
Very good, before Chavez Ravine was built. 2006, the Detroit Tigers clinched their first playoff berth since 1987. And in 2006, the Atlanta Braves were eliminated from the playoffs for the first time in 14 years. And everybody's like, what's wrong with the Braves? They seem like they were there all the time.
Manuch, they lived in the playoffs. It was unbelievable.
And for a lot of you folks that don't know, in those early 90s, even in the playoff games, they couldn't draw a sellout crowd.
Yeah, you're
right.
Right.
When they got to the World Series, they finally went sellout crowds. But, those early 2000s, the Braves, it was really rare for them to be eliminated. Bobby Cox is the manager. He eventually went on to retire. So that's a little bit on this. They go way back to 1957. I was I'll tell you what I was. I was 2 weeks old. Yeah, 2 weeks old when that happened.
I'm not going to tell you how old I was. I might have been 35 at that time. At any rate, that's enough of On This Day, and I'm really dating myself. Let's do a little football at 50. Here we go.
Connor, give me a little love back there, if you will. Well, quarterback Drew Brees, receiver Larry Fitzgerald were picked in their first year of eligibility as 2 of the nominees among modern-era players for the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame. I would think that they get in. 11 other players in their first year of eligibility were picked among the 128 modern era nominees for this year's class. Good luck trying to whittle that down. The other nominees, their first year of eligibility, are quarterbacks Phillip Rivers, Alex Smith, tight ends Greg Olson and Jason Witten, running backs Frank Gore and LaShawn McCoy, offensive lineman David DeCastro and Maurice Ponce, and then defensive lineman Geno Atkins and Jarrell Casey, and linebacker Thomas Davis. I got to tell you what, that's a damn good class. Those first-year nominees. And remember, they got to whittle those down from the first-year nominees with the other 128.
Right.
And the process that they have, they'll have 2 or 3 process eliminations, and then the final one where they get 5 or 6, I think, what they'll end up at. I would think initially, as far as slam dunks, would be Breeze and Fitzgerald.
Yes.
As far as tight ends, that's going to be difficult. It depends who the other nominees are that are from years past. We have to take a look at that.
I'm not in the LaShawn McCoy thing. I don't think he's in, but I think Frank Gore has a chance.
I do too. I think Frank Gore, at his longevity that he had. And then Pouncey, he's another one that might be, as far as offensive lineman, played for so many years. So that is the nominees so far for the Hall of Fame class of next year. Well, it's officially official. I guess that's official, right?
Yeah, that means it's a real deal.
Giants head coach Brian Dable says that Jackson Dart is our new starting quarterback for the rest of the year.
Not even this game, the rest of the season.
This game, the rest of the season. Russell Wilson, I think his time has come and gone. I think 2 weeks ago when he threw for close to 400 yards.
He did.
Just getting the deal done is the one thing. I got to believe, Jim, that this might have come from above, that they said, hey, look, we appreciate Russ. We're 0-3. Let's get the kid in. And as far as Brian Dable's concerned, this isn't a concession that the season's done. They're just figuring right now, with the way this kid can throw, what he can run, even though he doesn't have the experience, that he might give them the better option to win. Now, it's going to be a very tough first game when you got the LA Chargers coming in on Sunday night. So that's going to be, talk about a litmus test of some of the things that are going to be going on there with New York. It's called protect. So with Jackson Dart, he runs very well. They'll roll him out, bootleg him, design draws, get the ball out of his hands quick, and he's got a strong arm.
Yeah.
So they can get the ball down the field. So I got to imagine you're going against the LA Chargers, who are 3-0, and you're taking them on for your very first game is going to be a tall task.
All right, now this isn't similar, even though it's the Giants. Everybody then would go back to Kurt Warner getting benched, and they bring in Eli Manning. But at that time, they had a winning record at 6-4.
Yeah.
But that's not the case here.
And I felt with the 2-game leeway that the Giants had then, they could take the floaties off.
Yeah.
Put Eli in there, have a 2-game cushion. I'm not quite sure how that year ended up, but I will say this, Kurt Warner did a yeoman's job of kind of holding the fort down until they felt that Eli was ready some 9-10 games into the season. The Jets already addressing the secondary. They traded for Jarvis Brownlee Jr., full-time starter for the Tennessee Titans. That's already happened. He was a 2024 7th-round pick in exchange for a 2026 6th-round choice. They required a 2026 7th round and a 2026 6th-round choice. They're getting a 7th and a 6th and next year. Brownlee, 24, is coming off an ankle injury. He'll push Brandon Stevens for the starting job opposite Sauce Gardner. Already movement going on with the Jets early on in the season. Those are some of the things when you go, okay, we're only 3 games in, and already they've got guys that are being traded. And I think on top of that, other things that a lot of players look at is nobody, absolutely nobody is, what's the term I'm looking for, not invaluable enough to be traded or to try to improve this team. And I think those are one of the things that this Jets team is going to have to get on track. You look at the Giants teams, the Giants, the Jets, the New York teams, I should say. They're just a mess right now.
Pretty much.
So those ownership groups are trying everything they can do from that particular standpoint. On the Cardinals front, looks like Zay Jones is going to be out for this game. Looks like the concussion protocol is not going to make it. And I think on top of that, you look at some of the other receivers going to have to step up. Zay Jones with the drop. And where he got hurt was when he was getting on that pass play. When the ball got broken up, he got slammed to the ground. I believe that's where he got the concussion when he hit the side of his head.
So there you go, a little football at 50. You're up to speed on just about everything. We should remind you, and this is some housekeeping business for us and our listeners, that because of the Thursday night game with the Cardinals hosting the Seahawks, that means that we are going to shift times because the Cardinals begin at noon on our sister station, Arizona Sports. So it is an afternoon D-backs baseball game. That game will begin with the pregame show at noon here on ESPN 620. So what does that mean for Manuch and I? I got to get up early and take a shower. So that I don't,
early, Jimmy B.
So I got to wake up and be in the studio by 10 o'clock because we will be on tomorrow from 10 until noon.
Yeah, we got a good group of guests lined up for you, too. Tom Lineman will join us. He is back at the Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black. They have their opening ceremonies today versus tomorrow. So Tom will join us tomorrow. We'll catch up with Howard Balzer. So you'll get your fill of Howard Balzer tomorrow.
Yep.
We typically do, as Jimmy said, in the afternoon. We'll get him at 10:30. He'll break it all down for us. We'll get Paul Moyer. Paul Moyer will talk to us about the Seattle Seahawks team on game day.
Yes.
Yeah, he does the pregame, halftime, and postgame. So Paul Moyer will join us. And then also, last but not least, we'll get it all broken down in reference to all things Seattle, all things Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll make things kind of grease your skids as you're heading out there early on for the Thursday night football and or getting yourself ready for the Diamondbacks. 12:40 tomorrow, first pitch. Can they win the series against the Dodgers? Well, more than that on the other side.
You got that right. I've got to ask Tom Lehman, too, if they'd ever consider switching the Ryder Cup to a different time than at the end where football is king on Saturdays and Sundays. I love the Ryder Cup. It's better than the Masters. It's better than the PGA. It's better than the U.S. Open. The Ryder Cup golf tournament is just absolutely sensational. It's one of my favorites of all time when it comes to watching sports. All right, hour number 2 on the way. Our campus quickies will be here. It's our big-time player or team of the week as well. We're here in Tempe, everybody, hanging out at Twin Peaks for your listening and dancing pleasure until 4 o'clock. ESPN 620 on the FM dial, 98.7 FM HD-2.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement, And as a fiduciary, we always put your interest first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona. Proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roach is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Roach is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. We are here, Tempe, Twin Peaks, and we're here until 4 o'clock this afternoon. And by the way, since I'm here at Twin Peaks, along with my favorite radio partner, Dan Manucci at Roc, and along with Matt, and also with Connor back in the studio, I thought I'd remind you about something very important. It is the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway. That's right. One lucky fan and friend goes to SoFi Stadium on January 4th. It is the Cardinals-Rams game. We'll provide you with tickets, hotel, and travel cash. Now, if you're at a Twin Peaks, just go scan the QR code. That's all you have to do. Just go scan with your phone the QR code at Twin Peaks, or right now, unless you're driving, you can text PEAKS to 59925. Again, that is PEAKS to 59925. We have more details about this great trip at rocandmanuch.com. So here we are getting ready for another Major League Baseball game tonight. Manuch, last night, the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani goes 6 innings. He was virtually unhittable.
Complete control.
Unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. And then the Dodgers bullpen is trash. It's a dumpster fire in their bullpen.
And they're up 3-0.
Yeah.
Really nothing. Excuse me.
You okay?
And really,
there?
yeah, really nothing to, nothing to show for it. Hey, you choked me up there. I'm going, my God. But you know what? You watch this team with these comeback victories. Ohtani had their number, and they're pretty much at the realm of that's pretty much, he went 5 innings last outing, and he went 6 innings this time. So they're building him up.
Yes.
And Ohtani mentioned after the game, they say, look, I am ready for the playoffs. I'm ready to go as long as they need me.
Mm-hmm.
So they feel pretty good. 6 innings, he threw 91 pitches. But you're right. They had the Diamondbacks number. But what happens? Diamondbacks start to tee off. They start to tee off. They get all over Dreyer, and they get all over Enriquez, and they make things happen. And then Scott comes in.
Yep.
If there's an Achilles heel for the Dodgers, believe it or not, there's an Achilles heel for the Dodgers.
Even with all that money.
It might be their bullpen. So that's the one thing to look at in tonight's game. Now, as far as Brandon Pfaadt's concerned, another very good outing. This young man's gone 15 innings and only given up 5 hits. And he's also only given up 3 runs. So he is feeling it right now. And I think that's one of the things with this staff is that they're really coming on at the right time. Now, hopefully, it's the old saying, it's never too late. Well, we hope it's never too late for this staff. And when you look at the bullpen, we talked about that. They only gave up one hit in the last 3 innings, one, and only one run. And that's the LA Dodgers. They got the bats, they got the weaponry. But I really believe that Brandon Fowler, when you look at it, he had the 4 strikeouts. The 2 walks hurt him in that reference. But this staff is really pitching extremely well. And if the bullpen can just hold on and hang tight, get those key outs, which you heard Howell make that nice catch.
He did.
That's one of those key outs that they get. So that's where your pitching and your defense are really starting to come to fruition. And then timely sacrifices, timely hitting. You look at the runners in scoring position. The Diamondbacks were 2 for 4 with runners in scoring position. And they left, even though they left 6 on base, it's those runners in scoring position, those clutch hits, and laying down those clutch bunts to move runners over in order to get those base hits and to win those games.
All right, Snell is on the mound tonight, who is a terrific pitcher for the Dodgers. Do you let him go? Like, I know what they did with Ohtani. They thought 6 innings was enough and 91 pitches. But if Snell is in control, do you let him go through 7, maybe 8 before you go to the bullpen? Or are you going to just be scared to death that you have to go into the bullpen again in the 6th or 7th?
Well, I think as far as the Dodgers, they're in. So they just want to make sure you guys stay sharp. And I think that Snell, who's got a 2.44 ERA,
he's good. Even
though his record doesn't reflect that he's 5-4, he just hasn't had the run support that he did last year. So I think that what Dave Roberts will probably do with most of his starting pitchers throughout the rest of the week, the last 5 games, he might have them just to stay sharp, have them go maybe 5, 6 innings, 7 maybe, and just back off the pitch counts to make sure that they're totally rested, totally ready to go when the playoff starts. Now, depending whether they get home field advantage or they get a bye, they'll still get 2-3 extra days off of rest. So that shouldn't affect as far as, do I take him out after 6 or take him out after 7? With Ohtani, they took him out after 6. He went 5 after 6 because they want to build his stamina up. Snell's stamina is already built up.
Absolutely.
So I think for Dave Roberts, just a matter of, okay, I want to stay sharp. Want to make sure the guys get enough pitching in, put the bullpen in there. And to your point, Jimmy, the Dodgers bullpen may need some work in order to make sure that he trusts that bullpen when they get to the playoffs.
If I'm Dave Roberts, I'm nervous about my bullpen
going
into the playoffs.
Well, they've been like that most of the year.
Yeah, they have struggled there.
But this is a team that's on par to winning, close to 100 games every year?
Yes.
They've only won 88 games in the year. I mean, they're down like 15, 20 wins. Yeah. A lot of that has been their bullpen.
Yes.
Now, some of their starting pitching has struggled a little bit. But, I mean, when Ohtani came out, the bats came alive for this Diamondback team. And that's been the resiliency that so many games that this team has really stepped up. And I thought it was also interesting, you look at some of the reports on this Diamondback team, and we're all like, wow, they're only 1 game back. They're tied with Cincinnati, even though the Mets won. But if you stop and think about it, I read a couple of articles, and I think that Nick Pecoro with the Arizona Republic wrote this. He said, if you look at some of the games that they should have won very easily, he said this team could very easily be 4, 5, 6 games up in the wild card race when you look at some of the games that they lost going away or kicked away or stumbled away. Or we talked about this, Jimmy, after the All-Star break, some of the base running gaffes, some of the errors. So if you look at the games that they thought they had won, there's probably another 4 or 5 games that you would think that this team could be 3, 4 up and be in great position for the wild card.
There is a football game tomorrow night, State Farm Stadium. Seahawks in town, and they travel well. There are going to be a lot of Seahawk fans at State Farm ready for that football game tomorrow night. Seattle right now with a quarterback that got blown out in New York, struggled big time when he went to Carolina. Then, Manuch, he catches fire, and Sam Darnold has a great year with the Minnesota Vikings. They kick him to the curb, and he goes and he signs with Seattle. And right now, the Seahawks are playing well.
Don't you think that general manager in Minnesota is going, ooh, J.J. McCarthy, we let Sam Darnold walk? I really felt it was a big mistake.
I remember you saying that.
It was a big mistake to let Sam Darnold go. I mean, this kid really felt it with O'Connell as his quarterback, as his head coach / quarterback coach / guru,
offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin O'Connell. Look what he did with Matthew Stafford. We got with the Rams.
Right.
How he improved his game. Now they had talent. Don't get me wrong with the Rams, and they won that Super Bowl. But I really felt that if it ain't broke, why fix it? Why are you basically saying, hey Sam, thanks for playing, thanks for coming, thanks for sprucing up the house. You did great yard work. We're going to bring another gardener in, somebody to take care of the house. We feel get the job done. Well, you've got an acre of land. Yeah, maybe the kid can do it on about a 50-foot plot, but I really felt that Minnesota missed the ball or dropped the ball on not re-signing Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And give J.J. McCarthy another year to develop. He's coming off an injury. He's out the entire year. Did you feel he could come in after being out an entire year? Folks, he's a rookie, literally. He's a rookie or like a rookie, and he's coming off an injury.
Right.
He's not going to come in and be this 10-year vet like Sam Darnold. So to that avail, Seattle jumped all over it. They didn't hesitate. They paid him. And now look what he's doing with the kind of numbers that he has aside from the San Francisco game, which they could have won. This team could be very easily 3-0.
3-0, yeah, they could be.
And they took care of business with New Orleans. I mean, took total care of business. He comes in with this offense. They've got the balance on the defensive side. And the only thing, the last time I looked, I want to just double check as far as their depth chart. I don't think they have many guys, if any. Oots, the left guard, the fullback, he's the only one, along with Sundell, the center, that are questionable for this game. So Seattle's coming in
pretty healthy. Yeah.
And they're coming with a pretty experienced quarterback.
Yep.
That's feeling it right now. Would you not say?
I would say so. I think Sam Darnold has finally, the light bulb has gone on for him. He hit his stride when he was in Minnesota. The thing that got me was when they got into the playoffs and he did not perform well in the playoffs. And everybody, I think, jumped on the bandwagon and said, oh, look, that's the real Sam Darnold. So wait a minute, winning 14 games throughout the regular season wasn't the real Sam Darnold? Come on.
I agree with you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I really do. I think that was okay. So we had a bad game.
Yeah.
Well, how many Hall of Fame quarterbacks have had great years and go into and do playoffs?
There you go.
And wet the bed, so to speak. The only other thing that I can see, Leonard Williams, who absolutely destroyed the Cardinals single-handedly. Remember that last game?
Remember that last game.
Up in Seattle.
Yes.
He's questionable.
Okay.
Boye Mafe is questionable. Julian Love is questionable. And then Devin Weatherspoon looks like he's questionable. Those four are questionable for now. I believe that they all should be playing. But what Leonard Williams did last year, I remember that game.
He just wrecked them.
They couldn't run. He handled the entire offensive line of scrimmage.
He did.
He was an absolute dude in that game. So we'll dive into this a little bit more, especially tomorrow. But when we break it all down tomorrow, he's one guy that you have to be very leery of. But at this point, they've got four guys on defense that are questionable going into tomorrow night's game.
All right, a quick break here at Twin Peaks. And when we come back, we are going to play some sound from some of the coaches. You will hear from Drew Pensing on this and the offense. And if indeed now they think they have really kind of got it going in the right direction, because it was questionable, particularly against the San Francisco 49ers. That is coming up next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We're hanging out here, Twin Peaks in Tempe. You can listen on 620 AM, 98.7 FM, HD-2, and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000. Mondays, Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there. Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to face Utah Saturday, October 11th at Backyard Gilbert. This is your ultimate tailgate. Elevated bar favorites in the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. All season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
Hey, Manuch here. As a former NFL quarterback, I've taken a few hits, but nothing worse than bad underwear. Sweaty, itchy, riding up. Now that's a daily sack nobody needs. The crew at Cho Boys sent me their boxers and boxer briefs, and I'm telling you, these are the real MVP. The bamboo pairs, game changers. Cool, soft, breathable, like calling the perfect audible for your lower half. Even out in this Arizona heat, Cho Boys keeps me comfortable and focused. I've swapped out the old gear. Now I'm Team Cho Boys, and the whole squad at ESPN 620 is too. Try one pair, you'll feel the difference. Hit up choboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's choboys.com for underwear that protects the pocket and keeps you cool in crunch time.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a Quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
2nd and 10 at the 44 of San Francisco. A handoff, Benson off the right, running behind that group, and he's got the first down and more. 35-30, near side 25-20, and pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That goes for almost 30 yards to Benson, as you had Josh Fryer and a couple of tight ends out there blocking. Thank you to Arizona Sports for the call of the game against the San Francisco 49ers. Trey Benson, he is going to be the starting running back for tomorrow night for the Arizona Cardinals. Welcome back in, everybody. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, here in Tempe at Twin Peaks, and we are going to pick apart the Arizona Cardinals and the struggles that they have catching the football and trying to put points on the board. Manuch, after the game against the 49ers, you came out, you were pretty strong with guys not hanging on to the football.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. Some fundamental football. You got to catch the ball. Got to run the football. And if you can't run the football, Jimmy B, you limit your offense. Mm-hmm. You know, running game sets up everything. Sets up play-action passing, sets up your passing game. You know, I think back of that era when Bill Walsh used to have the passing game was kind of a quasi-running game. 3-yard outs, 5-yard outs, dig routes, the short passing game. But what complemented that for that Bill Walsh, that West Coast offense, they had guys like Roger Craig, and they had running backs over the years, Ricky Waters, they set their entire that West Coast offense up with their running game. And that's what it was. And to your point right there, Trey Benson, he's going to be the guy. He's going to be the featured back. He and DeMarcado. So this offensive line has got to come off the ball. This is a 3-4 front. This is one of the best front sevens currently right now in the Seattle Seahawks that they're going to have their work cut out for them. So I think Drew Petzing, how creative can he get? Well, it's called, smash mouth football.
Right.
Control line of scrimmage.
Yep.
I mean, you're not going to get cute against the Seattle Seahawks and have success against this team.
All right, so let's listen to Petzing as he met the news media. Here's how his comments now, attempting to push the ball down the field.
Not really, no. I mean, we pushed the ball down the field. I can think of, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 or 6 passes in the second half that probably went 30-plus air yards down the field and, hit a couple of them, which kind of got us back in the game and gave us the lead there at one point. So, it's something we're going to continue to look at and work at, but not something I'm overly concerned with.
Well, and the
you better be concerned.
I was going to say, you can push the ball. What he failed to mention is we can do a better job if we can get our running game off the schneid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you have, and as far as execution, I agree with him. There's been some shots down the field. But when guys drop those shots, people go, well, you didn't throw the ball down the field. Well, they did. Guys just dropped it, or the execution wasn't there and wasn't attempted to. But when you see a guy with his, on average, in reference to what was the yards down the field as far as completions were concerned, and I look at Kyler only averaging 4.5 yards per completion.
That's not enough.
So I think what he's saying is opportunities were there, we just couldn't convert.
All right, but does that go back then to receivers and running backs dropping the football?
Well, yeah, I mean, you had a walk-in touchdown with DeMarcado. He dropped that.
Yep.
You had another walk-in with Marv Jr. dropping that.
Yep.
You had another easy catch. I would say this, a good catch in the end zone by Marv. So they technically, if you want to be very honest, they left 21 points on the board.
Off the board.
So you had 21 points in drops by this Arizona Cardinal team. And you also had maybe a game-winning drive. Let's put it this way. You had a wind down the clock win by the drop by Zay Jones or the good defensive play by the cornerback to thwart that as well.
Okay, let's have Petzing discuss what Manuch was just talking about, wide receiver Marvin Harrison.
It goes different ways with different people. I think one of the key parts of being a coach is understanding who you're dealing with, having a really good feel for the players that you work with, and understanding how you want to bring the best out of them. I think that's a big part of it. So with him, there's certain ways I'm going to approach it. With other guys, it might be a little bit different, but we all are our harshest critic, and I appreciate that about him, but not concerned about it moving forward.
I just said, we just need him to catch the ball.
Yeah.
We need him to step up. I mean, you're done coddling a guy going in his second year. And I understand when he says, hey, I got to handle both guys different. Our intention is when we get him the ball, we expect him to catch a football, and we're going to expect that more. And as an offensive coordinator, I'm not going to back away with players going to him. We're going to continue to run our game plan. We're not going to do anything different. He knows he's got to catch a ball. He feels bad. But you don't need to get any kind of a diatribe about what's going to happen. I'm going to run our game plan. Right. We expect him to catch the football. And I think that's what Drew Petzing has got to understand. I think he does understand that. I think sometimes these guys talk to the media in a very cautious way as not to hurt the players' feelings. Well, they're pros. You're not going to hurt their feelings. As long as you don't go over the line and say, hey, look, if he doesn't get it together, we're going to bench him. They're not going to do that.
No, they're not going to do that.
But I think he needs to say, yeah, we need him to step up.
Yeah.
He needs to hear that. He knows that.
That's fair.
And that's very fair to say that. But sometimes I hear these coaches coddling, and I'm like, dude, he's got to catch the ball. He's your first-round pick, 4th overall. Yes. We expect more out of him, and we will get more out of him.
All right, more with
Don't
Petzing.
get me on that microphone.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Manuch, you would tell it like it is. Petzing again, this time on the running back room, and Manuch just referenced the fact it is Trey Benson's job. Here it is.
I feel really good about the group. Trey, Amari, Bam, all the other guys in that room to pick up the slack and kind of, pick up right where we left off, knowing that there were times in the last 2 years James has not been out there and those guys stepped up and I thought did a really nice job. So need that to happen this year as well.
Well, I think it's basically you got to get – and those guys are very capable, Jimmy. I mean, they're every one of them. I think Trey Benson, it's like, okay, they got you high-round pick. Here's your opportunity to prove that they made the right pick. Mm-hmm. Here's your opportunity to see how you can handle the load. The only difference is when I look at this running back room, DeMarcado, Benson, Bam Knight, I'd like to see more Bam Knight. I'd like to see them get him more involved, screen plays, get him coming out of the backfield. Because right now, I've seen Benson open it up, and I've seen Bam Knight open it up. And I think Bam Knight's about a step faster from what I saw in the preseason than Trey Benson. So all three are going to get utilized. They're all three very capable. They're all three very accountable as far as blocking. But I would love to see Bam Knight get some opportunities to showcase his speed. And then with Trey Benson, I think a lot of fans want to see him break the line of scrimmage and see him become more of an explosive running back.
Okay.
And I think that's a lot of folks are waiting for that they have not seen quite yet, aside from that one run that we came back with. And what that was an unbalanced line right. You had an extra lineman in there, extra tight end. Great job blocking. He got to the outside, get along the sideline for that, 26, 27-yard run.
One of the things that I'm going to bring back into this conversation is what you just referenced earlier when we were discussing the Seattle Seahawks. And you talked about Leonard Williams. And you also talked about how good that Seattle front seven is. In your estimation, does Seattle have to do anything different, like any gimmicks or anything? Or can they just pretty much go status quo, similar to what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl game against the Chiefs?
Well, they're an attacking defense.
Okay.
They'll never really be status quo. Unless it's a second and long or third and long, they'll bring the nickel back in. They may rush. They might bring 4, drop 7. They may rush 8. But they don't have that kind of a defensive line that can just 3 or 4 guys rush and put the pressure on Kyler Murray. Where they've had success with Kyler Murray is they've done what I call like a little bit of a mush rush, kind of a slow rush to keep him in the pocket. They don't want to allow him to get to the outside. But as far as rundowns are concerned, they attack the gaps with their linebackers. This 3-4 front, this linebacking group really attacks. They're very aggressive.
Okay.
They're sure tacklers. And I'm hoping that Will Hernandez is available for this game. He's going to need to be available. He's got to play. He'll be active. If he starts tomorrow, that'll be a big help to try to get this running game on track. Because if this defensive line or this defense stifles this running game, going to be very difficult to complete or stretch the field like we've been hoping the Cardinals have been able to.
All right, so I'm going to be listening to the broadcast and see if anybody uses the term mush rush.
Mush rush.
Mush rush.
Mush rush.
Mush rush.
Yeah, it's like you're rushing at like 3/4 speed.
Okay.
The defensive ends, they kind of rush up the field, not, maybe at about 90%.
Okay.
And then if you're in a 4-3 front, the other 2 defensive tackles will just make sure that they rush to the outside, that if Kyler Murray moves, they want to move up into the pocket. At that point, the middle linebacker, see if he does scramble, he's in his view. Where Kyler gets really successful is outside the pocket. So slow down the rush, rely on your coverage, and just make sure he doesn't get outside the pocket.
Okay, here we go. Campus Quickies are coming up next. That is ASU, U of A, and NAU as we continue here in Tempe at Twin Peaks. But first, Matt's got your ESPN 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. Last night, the Diamondbacks kept their postseason hopes alive in dramatic fashion, walking off the Dodgers 5-4 on a clutch 2-out single from Geraldo Perdomo. The win was a huge boost for Arizona, keeping them just 1 game back of the third and final NL wildcard spot. Tonight, Ryan Nelson takes the mound for the D-backs, while Dodgers counter with lefty Blake Snell. First pitch is at 6:40 with pregame coverage at 6 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. In football, ASU kicker Jesus Gomez was named the Lou Groza National Kicker of the Week after nailing 4 field goals versus Baylor, including the game winner. Tomorrow, there's a special showtime for Roc and Manuch, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as the Cards and D-backs are both playing on our airwaves, Arizona Sports and ESPN 620. But if you're heading to the Cardinals game, make sure you stop by Twin Peaks at Westgate. Happy hour starts at 3. Campus Quickies is next.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street and Indian School.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Being in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Leaders don't wait, they innovate. The next big leap is here. Real Time's Real Intelligence, RI. It's smarter, faster, and cleaner than any AI on the planet. It makes jaw-dropping images, 4K videos, Grammy-eligible music, research, code, everything in one place. Don't get left behind. The future is already here. Try RI now for free at tryrinow.com. That's tryrinow.com. From publicly traded real-time media. RLTR. Try RI now.
Who wants to hit LA? Sign up for the Twin Peaks Gridiron Getaway, powered by Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Grand prize, 2 tickets to see the Cards at the Rams January 4th at SoFi Stadium, hotel at the Westin LA, and a $500 Visa card. Runner-up scores a $500 big game tailgate at Twin Peaks for you and 9 friends. Scan to score at Twin Peaks or text PEAKS to 59925 to enter. Twin Peaks, eat, drinks, scenic views, and football dreams.
Campus Quickies, your weekly quick look at the Sun Devils, Wildcats, Lumberjacks, and Lopes info, exclusively on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, we are hanging out today. Tempe, Twin Peaks is where you can find this good crowd already in here. Don't forget, big Diamondbacks matchup with the Dodgers again tonight. We flip the switch right now and do college football. Let us start with ASU.
Second down and 13. Levitt back to pass. Fires for the end zone. Diving catch for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. Tyson leaping into the air, snatching that one out of midair, and Tyson hauls it in to put the Sun Devils on top with 5:29 remaining.
Thank you to the Sun Devils Network for that highlight. That means Hope Rabino is our guest, Devils Digest. You can find him on X at Devils Digest. Hope, welcome as always. Look, I know that there's still a lot of talk about what took place and how exciting that game was and the victory at Baylor. But I'm already in TCU mode because the game is Friday night, not this weekend. And TCU is good. In your estimation, is this one of the best Big 12 games on the schedule?
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. Defensive coordinator Brian Ward just said yesterday that he believes that Josh Hoover is the best quarterback ASU has faced since they joined the Big 12, which I know is only since last year, but nonetheless, I think that is a very high compliment. There's actually supposed to be between 20 and 25 NFL scouts in Friday night's game, and I'm sure a lot of them are coming to see Josh Hoover just like they're coming to see Sam Levitt and Jordan Tyson, for example. So I would say offensively, this is a very, very explosive offense, and not that ASU faced any slouches with teams like Mississippi State and Baylor. But when it comes to this side of the ball, I think TCU is definitely next level. And again, a very, very talented signal caller.
And Ho, to that point, when you look back at the last couple of games, it's taken the Devils a little while kind of getting their sea legs, if you will, in the first half. In the second half, they played really, really well defensively and offensively. They can't afford that versus this TCU team. This has got to be something where the Devils got to come out guns a-blazing, I would think, in order to make sure that you beat this team. But this is a team you can't get behind, as they proved that in their first few games.
Yeah, look, in the ASU's credit, they barely trailed in the game against Baylor, and it was, I would say, somewhat concerning to see the defense give up not one but two explosive touchdowns in the last 9 minutes of the game. But they played exceptional until then. I think what we saw against Baylor, and Kenny Dillingham alluded to that, is exactly what you want to see from your team. When the offense was down, the defense was picking it up, obviously generating 3 turnovers, which the offense couldn't do much but scored 3 field goals off of it. But at the end of the game, and I would say also really much of the second half, when the defense didn't have some of its finest moments, I thought the offense, especially the passing game, finally came to life. And I think we saw a really good foundation that ASU can build upon for Friday. TCU on defense is a much different team. They're last actually in pass defense in the Big 12. And I like to think that maybe with the passing game that definitely showed some resurgence in that second half against Baylor, maybe that is some momentum they can carry over and do even better on Friday at home.
Hode, I think that's one thing that's become very consistent is what Kenny talked about in his first year here. This Sun Devil team is as physical, as big, and as ornery, if you want to go down that road too, with anybody in the Big 12. And they face that. They can get punched in the nose and punch right back. That's a very noticeable difference to see that speed and physicality with this team.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to the perseverance that this ASU team has showed last year in Big 12 play. I mean, sure, you can look at the glass half empty and talk about way too many close call, harder games that ASU was part of. But nonetheless, that was their path to the 2024 Big 12 championship, is just always winning the margins, always making sure that they can really prevail in those small battles that do take place throughout the game. And obviously what happened against Baylor really was the ultimate example of just really making sure you have just a little more in the tank than your opponent, winning on a walk-off field goal. And I knew before the season started that there are going to be some praise Jesus moments, and sure enough, first one already occurred last week, and don't be surprised if it's not the last one either.
Oh, I'm with you on that, Ho. The Big 12, they've got some really, really good teams this year in the Big 12. Thank you, pal. Enjoy the game on Friday night.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. Hode Rabino, Devil's Digest. All right, let's go to U of A.
Lapita fakes the toss, wants to run it to the left, picks up a nice block, turns the corner at the 10, down to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
All right, it is going to be a big time in beautiful Ames, Iowa.
Can you say Slobberknocker?
Woo, doggies, this is going to be fun. Glenn Howell is our guest, the pre, half, and post-game show host. You can follow him on X at Glenn P. Howell. Welcome, dude. Look, Arizona coming off a bye week. Iowa State coming off a bye week. Who's better, Hode, this Saturday?
Glenn.
Glenn. Excuse me, Glenn.
And you expect him to say...
Don't confuse me with those guys up north now. Come on now. Come on.
I just talked to Hode.
Yeah, I'll have to come and get you now. All right. Thanks a lot for having me on, guys. Listen, I think that it was a great time for us to have a week off. We get some guys healed up. We probably get Trey Smith back, defensive end, and then also getting our guys, our coaches, our offensive and defensive coordinators, getting ready for just a great team, Iowa State. This Beck kid is just a great quarterback. And the coach, Matt, their head coach is a great coach. I think that, this is a great opportunity for all of us to be on national television, and also just having a great crowd and for our guys to really perform on Saturday.
And Glenn, what do you expect from this U of A team? You've seen them. Here they are, 3-0. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. What are the expectations going into Ames? It's very difficult to win there versus this Cyclones team.
Well, what I expect is a clean game. I had to cut down on the penalties, get better on the offensive side of the ball, just cut down on the penalties, and make sure when we get inside the 20, we got to be more creative in getting scores. Can't take those 3-point, the field goals and everything. When we get inside, when we're playing a great team like we are going to be playing on this Saturday, we got to score when we get inside the 20. Defensive side of the ball, just continue to play sound football, rally to the ball, and put pressure on Beck, and I think that he'll be able to throw some picks.
All right, Glenn, my question is offense. We saw what the offense can do when it's running on all cylinders. You already referenced the fact that Iowa State has got some dudes, and they have dudes on defense. So what, in your estimation, needs to take place in order for U of A to have success offensively?
We got to run the ball. We just got to continue to run the ball as we've been doing for the first 3 games. We have to run the ball. We can't shy away from that. That sets up everything else on our offense. Continue to run the ball in between the tackles, getting outside, be creative. You may even throw some bubble passes as a run game. Just getting this defense spread out because they're pretty big guys. They got some big guys up there. Let's get them running. Let's get them running and spread them out and get rid of the ball fast. And that's what I think we do. If we get the running game going, I think we'll be successful.
And Glenn, when's the last time you had an offense that averages close to 5 yards per carry with a running game? That's been many, many years, and you can tell that's been emphasized by Brett Brennan in this offense this year.
Yeah, that's been Kadeem Carey days, when Kadeem used to run for 8-9. Kadeem was a great running back that we had. I think it's great that they emphasize it, and that's winning football. Winning football is running the football. You have to be able to run the football to get the pass, and I think that we've had a good, our offensive line has played a little bit better, but we got to play even better this week. We can't have the holding penalties as we did. I can't emphasize that enough of how many penalties we've had on offense. It's been killing us.
It's a night game. It is prime time on national TV. We'll look forward to it. Have a good time, Glenn.
All right, guys. Bear down.
There you go. That's Glenn Howell, everybody, from the Wildcats. Let's go up to the mountain right now.
First down and 10, Lumberjacks right to left at the 30 of UIW. Snap, Pennington, deep drop pressure coming from the blind side. He throws it kind of off balance. Open, caught. Are you kidding me again? It's Purdy. He dropped it right in the Purdy's hands. The fingertip catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjack.
Well, that's what I said. That was Purdy. Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't help but do that. We say hello to Mitch Strohman, longtime play-by-play voice. A great call on that play as well. You can find Mitch always on X at Mitch Strohman. Okay, so here we go, Mitch. We had a great conversation with your coach today, Coach Wright. So I'll follow up with you with what you have coming this weekend in Portland State. They, at least right now on paper and what they have done so far early in the season, they have not been the type of competition that you have already faced. Is this a blowout coming or what?
Well, it's a great question, Jimmy B, and it's great to be with you guys again. Thank you so much for having me on. It is the great question, right? We're playing an 0-4 Portland State Viking team, but we're playing them in Portland. Let's make sure we understand that. And 2 weeks from now, or 2 Saturdays from now, I should say, we have one of the top teams, a top 5 team in the country, in the Montana State Bobcats, coming to Flagstaff. So it's a natural question. I know where you're thinking here. Is this a trap game? Right? That's really the heart of what you're asking, Jimmy B. And that's the danger. You play an 0-4 team. They're desperate. Their backs are against the wall. This is the Big Sky Conference opener for both of these teams. Portland State is starting their second season in conference games. Can the Lumberjacks focus mentally for the entire football game against the Portland State team and not give 1 nanosecond of thought to the Montana State Bobcats a week from now? I believe this team is positioned to do that. I think that Coach Brian Wright, who you mentioned you talked with earlier today, and his staff are just magnificent at shaping the mental part of these athletes' games. And I think this team will be ready to go in the Rose City Saturday afternoon against the Vikings of Portland State.
And Mitch, from what you've seen from the booth, Coach said, look, we've had opportunities in the second half, because specifically it was all about the second half, right? Guys getting back into the game or not putting something away. But he seemed very happy, to your point, that they're making the progression through the season after 4 games. But it's been about execution in that second half that he really wants to clean up. Is that, from your view, atop the perch there, it's kind of the same window?
Yeah, I think so, Manuch. And that's a really thoughtful observation, because if you just have to look at the last 3 games. Now, again, all 3 of those games are wins for the Lumberjacks. So even though they may have lost a little bit of their focus in the second halves of those 3 games, guys, they still maintained enough focus when it was necessary to have it to win the football game. And in many respects, Manuch, Jimmy B, I think you would agree with me, a mark of a championship caliber team is a team that cannot play its best for the entire length of the football game and still find a way to get the win. And we've seen that now 3 consecutive weeks out of NAU Lumberjack football. So it's kind of that give and take there, right? There's a little bit of the bad side of that. There's the good side of that, too, that it shows that character, that resilience, and that ability to overcome some of their own mental shortcomings at times to get the win when they need it.
Mitch, it's always good, pal, when we catch up with you. Have a fun time in the Rose City. We will talk to you next week.
Guys, always great to be with you down there in the Valley of the Sun. Thanks for having me on, and go Jacks.
There you go. That's Mitch Strohman, everybody. Longtime play-by-play voice for NAU. Again, you can find him on X at Mitch Strohman. That's our Campus Quickies. It's all presented by All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company, where your career can really take off. Why do I say that? Because they are hiring. They're looking for dispatchers, drivers, and so much more. They pay well, and they have incredible benefits like steady work schedules, a 401k match, and also a fuel allowance. You owe it to yourself, if you're looking for a new gig, to check out All City Towing. Here's all you have to do. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Okay, coming up, it's our big-time player of the week. We're hanging out today here in Tempe at Twin Peaks. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
Rock for WrightToyota.com. At Wright Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WrightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WrightToyota.com.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at OrangedaleLounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, we are here until 4 o'clock. Don't forget, big-time baseball tonight, downtown Chase Field. Dodgers and D-backs. D-backs only one game right now out of the National League wild card spot. They are chasing down the New York Mets. Okay, time now for our big-time player. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to Chicago, and there's a QB who lit it up. Yeah, it's Caleb Williams.
So here are the Bears, a little flip to Swift, trying to get a flea flicker. It's way up there. Williams recovers, throws a seed, has a man. It is caught for a touchdown. Luther Burden's first in the league.
The Bear fans are loving that. Thanks to Fox. Caleb Williams, 19 for 28 for 298 yards, 4 touchdowns. Count them 4. Here's the big stat that I like, Jimmy. No interceptions, right? 0 sacks in the 31-14 win over the Dallas Cowboys. And that's the one thing you like when you're watching a young quarterback early on in his second year is, you know what? Take care of the ball. If in trouble, get down, throw it away. Just take care of the ball. What did I say, Jimmy?
Take care of the ball.
Take care of the ball. And I think that with Ben Johnson's offense, you'll see more throwing down the field. I don't think we've seen a flea flicker out of the Chicago Bears since Jim McMahon and the 1985 Bears when they did a flea flicker with Walter Payton, God rest his soul. But I think the creativity for a lot of Bear fans is going to be there. So I think you're going to see this young man grow. I think you're going to see him. He's already accurate. He's got the strong arm. He's got the mobility. And the one thing Ben Johnson said is, he said, hey, look, we love Caleb Williams' athleticism. We just got to make sure we don't put him in harm's way a lot. Because Tag, he's it. He's the quarterback. So Caleb Williams is our big-time player of the week.
All right, let me just follow up with a quick question here, and then we'll move on. Was it a case where he finally realized his potential and played like it, or also was it a combination of the Dallas Cowboys defense just dreadful?
Well, I just think it's a good game plan.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys defense is not very good. They don't have the rush. Now, on the flea flicker, they almost got to him. He got it out there. But I think that that's the one thing you look at is creativity. What does this kid do best? Ben Johnson knows what he does best. Ben Johnson will challenge him.
Okay.
And I think you're putting pieces around him that will benefit. And to your point, show off the talent of Caleb Williams. Receivers, tight ends, running game, you got to be able to run the ball. And I think what you saw was a glimpse of what this young man could do on a week-by-week case. The whole thing, though, is when they say potential, what kind of consistency do you see with that potential? When does potential become reality? So I think for Bear fans and football fans, what we saw is a little bit of reality of what Caleb Williams can be.
Okay, there it is. Caleb Williams, he is our Biggs big-time player. It's all presented by Biggs American Bar and Grill in Peoria. By the way, we will be there this coming Monday. Biggs in Peoria, right in P83, 83rd Avenue and Bell Road. We are there from 1 until 4 for Monday Night Football. You were there. You had a packed house. It was nuts there on Monday night. And don't forget that we hang out at halftime. Fans get a chance to roll for dough, $10,000. Yep, the jumbo dice. If you get it, and it matches up, you can win $10,000. It is Monday Night Football at Biggs American Bar and Grill. We will see you, P83, 83rd Avenue and Bell Road, this coming Monday night. All right, Manuch, let's dive into a couple of NFL games that took place over the weekend. Did anything catch you off guard? Were you shocked at anything that took place?
Okay, number one, yes.
Okay.
Were all the media, everybody's pounding the table for the Green Bay Packers, were they not?
They did.
They're the Super Bowl team.
Yep.
Jordan Love is feeling it. They got Micah Parsons.
Yep.
They're going to be all that in a bag of chips and whatnot. They are that team. What happens? They go into Cleveland. The all-brown, orange helmet. I think they're getting early for a little Halloween celebration. And they get beat 13-10 in a last-second field goal. They go into Cleveland. It just goes to show you that early on in the season, within the first, I always say the first 4 or 5 games, sometimes you're never as good and you're never as bad. Somewhere in the middle lies the truth.
Okay.
So for the Packers, they were dominated by the Browns defense.
They were
all over. They shut down the Packers. The Green Bay Packers. They were the darling of the week, were they not?
They were.
It's funny how that humble pie comes into cases like that. The other one is just I'm not surprised by this. Carson Wentz, he comes in 14 for 20, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. They don't miss a beat. Matter of fact, the offense has run better with Carson Wentz as they throttle the Bengals 48-10. I really thought that Browning would do a lot better job than he did. But those 2 games in particular, that Wentz knows how to get it done, to throttle the Bengals. And guess what? Green Bay, they're human. How about that? The Browns beat them on a last-second kick.
All right, coming up right at the very beginning of our third hour, we are going to dive into the National Football League. And then at 3:30, Michael Bankston, former Cardinal defensive lineman, is going to join us. We'll get into Seattle and Arizona tomorrow night. We're hanging out today here in Tempe at the Tempe Marketplace until 4 o'clock at Twin Peaks. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sanderson Ford is Arizona's largest Ford dealership. They're also #1 in both sales and complete customer satisfaction. This is truly Sanderson Ford country, and people are singing their praises. Across the green desert, Arizona Diamondbacks legend Luis Gonzalez.
To where the mountains touch the sky.
Owner Sanderson Ford David Kimmerly.
This is Sanderson Ford country.
Owner of Rosie on the House, Rosie Romero.
Where Arizona's pride.
92.3 KTAR News Talk host Mike Broomhead.
Sanderson Ford country.
98.7 Arizona sports host John Gambadoro.
Built on serving you.
102.5 KNIX country host Tim Hattrick, a.k.a. Johnny Maverick.
Sanderson Ford.
Mix 96.9 host Priscilla Ornelas. Sanderson Ford General Manager Mark Whittower.
Where Arizona's pride. Sanderson Ford.
This is Sanderson Ford country.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football. Pressure coming. Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Second down and 6. Herbert to the air. Pipkins the block at the right tackle. Got away from Allen. Herbert alive and the throw. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown. Allen. What a play.
Thank you to CBS Sports for that call. Keenan Allen, yeah, and Justin Herbert. Boy, oh boy, the Chargers are good. Welcome back, everybody. Hanging out today, Tempe, Twin Peaks. We are here for another hour. Michael Bankston is going to join us at 3:30 here on the show. Manuch, there are 6 teams that are undefeated. So let's roll through them, and I'll pick your brain on each team.
By the way,
yeah,
I don't know if you saw that throw. Justin Herbert rolling to his left. Somebody all over him. He's got rolling to his left. He's parallel with the sideline. He throws that ball sidearm and finds Keenan Allen in the back of the end zone. I mean, he has got an absolute howitzer.
He does.
He is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the National Football League. And I'll never forget this. When Tyler Shuck was at Oregon, and I trained Tyler here when he was here in Hamilton and all through his Oregon, Texas Tech, and Louisville. And Carson, and basically Justin Herbert's the guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's backing him up. And I said, Tyler, tell me about Justin Herbert. He's coach. He said he's a freak. He's like 6'6",
yeah,
250,
yeah,
runs like a 4.5 40. He makes the most contortionistic type throws you can imagine. And that throw right there, to be running left, turn your shoulders and barely get that ball with nothing on it, and put that kind of speed on it in the back end zone, just reiterates what Justin Herbert can do for this team. And on that topic of the Chargers, we'll just stay right there.
Okay,
with the
let's start with them.
You look at this team. It was all about their defense and running game last year. And now I'll never forget, Jim Harbaugh comes in and he emphasizes the running game. Got to have the running game. Got to have the defense. Well, my gosh, you got a Ferrari in Justin Herbert, you've got to use him. They finally started to use him, get to the playoffs. They struggled. They lose the first playoff game. But the one thing you like about this team is they've only given up 50 points in these first 3 games. They've scored 70, so they're about a plus 20. They're way out ahead. The thing that they do is they do a very good job of snuffing the opponent's run game, forcing them into third down long situations. So I think what Jim Harbaugh realizes, he should have realized this last year, but I think coaches get so proud in their running game and, their unbalanced right, unbalanced left. In the meantime, you've got this knight in shining armor as your quarterback.
Yep.
So what I see early on is the way that they're utilizing him, and I think that's gonna benefit them very, very well.
You see Harbaugh finally letting him go.
Well, he has to.
Yeah.
I think last year, look at the game when they were here. Was it Thursday night? Was it Monday night or Thursday night football here? Was it Monday night?
I think it was a Monday night.
So they come in town, and the Cardinals beat them.
Yes.
How?
Yeah.
And they were so focused on the run. And matter of fact, the Cardinals got to Justin Herbert a couple times on some sacks. And I just thought that they went into that game too overconfident. And the Cardinals basically punched him in the mouth. Mm-hmm. And they won that. So I think even good head coaches, great head coaches, they learn very valuable lessons. And when you have a guy like Justin Herbert, they're a perennial all-pro who does it year in and year out, you got to utilize them. Let's go to the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
They are scoring points left and right, but guess what? They're giving up points. They've scored 102 points, but they've given up 71 points, okay? Now, when you look at that, the 71 points, when you look at the teams that are undefeated at this point, they are the team that's given up the most points out of the undefeated teams. So they've got to shore that defense up. Josh Allen, this offense, they're going to get their points, okay? Now, they dodged a bullet in that very first game against the Ravens, coming back and winning that game miraculously, 41-40. So there's a couple of blemishes I feel they got to clean up on.
Okay.
I think that's defensively. And I think on the offensive side, I think that they've got their sea legs underneath them. And as long as Josh Allen stays healthy, I don't see that changing whatsoever in any particular way. Now, the surprise of the undefeated is the 3-0s.
Man, I am loving this.
Of the Colts.
Yes.
Danny Dimes has got protection. He's got a running game. Thank you, Jonathan Taylor. He's got a receiving core. Thank you, Michael Pittman Jr. He's got a team around him. And, folks, let me just make this, I say this all the time. Good quarterbacks don't just become bad overnight. He's a good quarterback. You got to put pieces around him. They put those pieces around him. He's surviving with a good running game. Therein lies good play-action passing. He's got a good offensive coordinator. And guess what? They've got a defense that's only given up 56 points. When I say that, as far as the defense is concerned, they're getting the opposing team off the field. He's converting third down conversions. I say the Colts. The Colts are so much better now that Danny Dimes is on this team as their quarterback. And he's experienced. He's been through the highs. He's been through the lows. I think a lot of fans forget to realize he took the Giants to the playoffs.
He did, and he won a playoff game against the Vikings.
Exactly right. So I think, Daniel Jones, who we're talking about, is a welcomed relief. He is a great Pepto-Bismol for this Indiana Colts team, and I really like what I'm seeing with that team. The Philadelphia Eagles, their offense is a slow drip. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
They've only scored 77 points. Their defense has given up 63. They're only a plus 14. So when you see them come back, and they came back last week on the Rams, that's what championship teams are built. So when I look at them, and everybody's going, well, they're not world beaters. They've only scored 77 points, given up 63. But you know what? They're 3-0. They came back and won that game against the Rams, did they not? They found it. Some way, somehow, they found a way to win that game, and that's exactly what they did. And they did it in Philadelphia Eagles way. Jalen Hurts, he's not going to wow you. He's not a sexy quarterback.
Yeah, that's
He's
good.
not going to do backflips, throw sidearm. He's just going to get the job done.
That's why I asked you yesterday about how these so-called talking heads on network they don't list him as an elite quarterback, and you said they're all wrong.
They're all wet, every one of them.
Yep.
You know what? The guy's consistent. He doesn't make mistakes. He's steady as she goes. I love that about Jalen Hurts. He's learned what he's learned is what he can do, what he can do in the National Football League. Okay. Sure, he can run 20, 25 times. That's not his role. He understands now that he's a very good quarterback who happens to be a good athlete. Not a good athlete that happens to be a quarterback. You see what I'm saying there?
Yeah, I got you.
So he is really steady. He takes care of the ball. And when it comes to crunch time, this team, this Philadelphia Eagles team, does what they have to do to win the football games. I mean, look at last year, how slow they started. The head coach pulls everybody together, says, look, guys, everybody relax. We know we got the talent. We can make this work. Well, who got that thing going? Jalen Hurts. San Francisco 49ers. Now, this is a team that's only scored 59 points, but they've only given up 49. So their defense has been retooled. They have a lot of young guys. They've got some guys that can get some stops, but on the offensive side, they're banged up. First game, Brock Purdy, you win that game against Seattle, and you win that game with your defense. You get a fumble at the very end on Sam Darnold. You get the ball. They're going down to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Give San Francisco credit. Brock leads them down the field. They take the lead, but here comes Sam Darnold in Seattle, a game that could have very easily won. But I think what Matt Jones has done the last couple weeks, he took him into New Orleans. He struggled starting off, wins that game. Last week, it was a defensive ball game. But he hit, 5 in a row, last drive of the game, to once again win. So the Niners aren't wowing you like they did that Super Bowl year. You know, they're not putting 30, 31 points a game on the board, but they're holding their opponents down, and they're pretty much doing the job of winning with a good field goal kicker. Pinheiro, my man. He's not the pinata. He's the Pinheiro.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, this is a team that has got so many injuries, and yet Baker Mayfield and company are 3-0. Manuch, almost their entire offensive line hasn't even played the first 3 games.
Can you say Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield.
Hey, Cleveland, Baker Mayfield. Hey, Carolina, Baker Mayfield. And thank you, LA Rams, to allow him to display his wares in order for him to go to the team he loved the best, that being Tampa Bay.
Very good point.
And Jimmy, to that point there, you're right. They only, the point differential for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is only +6.
Yeah.
So we thought they were my lock last week, that they'd blow the Jets out. They typically, for all intent and purposes, did. Then you had a blocked field goal. You had a blocked punt. All of a sudden, I think Tampa Bay fell asleep. That game was in the Meadowlands in New York, but they're winning the games. But out of all these teams that are undefeated, they have the lowest point differential of the 3 teams that are undefeated. So, again, it's Baker Mayfield's poise. He knows what he has to do. He knows where he has to go with the ball. Now, Mike Evans looked like he'd be out 3 to 4 weeks with the hamstring
issue. Yeah.
So what they do without Williams, without Evans, is going to be very interesting. So that was kind of after 3 games, a little bit of my dichotomy of what I see with the teams that are undefeated. There's blemishes with all of them.
Oh, sure.
Common denominator, they figure out a way to win.
That's it.
These first 3 games of the season.
The interesting point on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he is the first NFL quarterback to have 3 game-winning drives in the first 3 games of the season. He's had to do it in all 3 of those games.
Hey, Cleveland. Hey, Carolina. See what you're missing out on? Just saying. Just a little shot across the bow. Not that Baker Mayfield, who looked over the Jet sideline, gave a little point at him and said, see what you're missing out on?
That's it.
I love it.
Yeah.
You go, Baker.
This segment presented by Venezia's It Is Real, New York-style pizza. And, of course, it's right here in the Valley. 7 locations. They have pizza, wings, subs, pasta. Bring your appetite. All you have to do for more information and, of course, the menu is just go online, Venezias.com. Again, that's Venezias.com. When we come back, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, game 2 of the series. We're going to jump into that and explain to you what is at stake in the National League wild card. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
It's a fact. Dietary fiber is essential for digestive health. But did you know there's a special type of dietary fiber that also lowers blood sugar and cholesterol levels? You heard me right. There's a special type of dietary fiber, the kind found in glucose-down drink mixes, that keeps blood sugar and cholesterol levels in a healthy, normal range. It's clinically proven, science-based nutrition, and it really works. Look into glucose-down drink mixes today. Go to myglucodown.com. That's myglucodown.com. You'll be glad you did.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Turner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24-monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/8/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
It's Thursday, and welcome to Lodge Mentality. The guys are live at Twin Peaks Tempe, located in the Tempe Marketplace. Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge and home of the 29-degree beer, served in perfectly frosted 22-ounce mugs. Here's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
A look at second, now he deals. Swung on, base hit left field. Howell rounding third. Here comes Cosgrove to the plate. Diamondbacks win. Do you believe?
Thank you to Arizona Sports for that last night. It was incredible. Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers was pretty much unhittable. And then when the Dodgers went to their bullpen, they were trash. And the D-backs were able to jump on them and found a way to win the game last night 5-4. Same two teams play again tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We're hanging out today, Twin Peaks here in Tempe. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Connor back in the studio. Matt is on location with us today. So, right now, as we speak, National League wild card, the final spot. Mets have a one-game advantage over Cincinnati and the Diamondbacks, Manuch.
Yeah, you look at it, and you kind of, is this going to set things up? The Cincinnati lost last night.
Right.
The Mets win. Diamondbacks, they've won 3 in a row. So the one key is the D-backs have won 7 out of the last 10. Let's hope that they can stay hot. The Reds have won 6 of the last 10, besides losing last night. But it's the Mets.
Yeah, that's the key there.
That's the key right there. And everybody is like going, they are shaking their head that you look at Cohen has paid so much money for this lineup. Then I saw this today that I think it was Stephen A. Smith was talking about it, how embarrassing it is, number one, that they're vying for the third wild card spot. Currently, as you mentioned, they're holding that down at least for tonight.
Yeah.
That they got this payroll, they got these players, that if they don't make it in, let's just say whether Cincinnati or the Diamondbacks jump them and get in there, that'd be a total loss for this season. Now, their owner, he's very competitive, and he's a lot like Woody Johnson of the New York Jets. Not going to stand for mediocrity.
He's impulsive too.
Yeah, especially when you're paying $1 gazillion for payroll.
Yeah.
That was pretty much the talk of the town. The Diamondbacks, it's just so funny. You see all these shows, Sports Center. The Diamondbacks, they won again, and they're only one game back. But how about that Cincinnati team? Or, wow, these woeful Mets. To that, what I just said.
Yeah.
Talking about their payroll, talking about their talent. But I think that if I'm a Diamondback player or fan, I like that. Okay, we'll stay underneath the radar. We'll just have to go out and win them all. And why wouldn't we? And sneak in the back door like they did 2 years ago, because last year they couldn't win at all. The last
couple of weeks.
Well, it was the last 5 days they went in the tank.
Yeah.
And they lost it on the very last day. And but this year it's a whole different story. But here they are, and quite frankly, with their bats, and you mentioned it, they couldn't touch Ohtani.
No.
I mean, he had 8 Ks.
Yeah.
He goes 6 innings, and pretty
much
much
up 5 hits.
Gave up 5 hits.
That's it.
And look at Brandon Pfaadt again, another great outing.
Yes.
I mean, he's only given up 5 hits in 15 innings his last 2 outings. But then the D-backs bats come alive. You get key hits. You get McCann lays down a nice bunt for a sacrifice bunt to move the runners over, get a sacrifice fly, and then you get a base hit, game, set, match. And that's kind of been the formula for this Arizona Diamondback team. Is they're very resilient. They don't get down. They're always pressing the envelope. They're always pushing. The one thing I haven't seen is much as many hit and runs as I'd like to see.
Okay.
They'll still an occasional base here and there. And I think from that standpoint, you just got to take it literally. It's one inning at a time with 5 more games to go.
And that brings us to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's #1 referred roofer, serving Valley homes and businesses for over a decade. Don't forget, you get a free quote at state48roofing.com, and you can follow them on social media, #SexyRoofStatus. Here's the question. What part of the D-backs run for the wild card spot impresses you the most? You have 4 options. 1, comeback wins. 2, reserves coming through. 3, bullpen stepping up. 4, Perdomo staying hot. Just go to Roc and Manuch on X. Cast your vote. We'll update it here before we leave the air today. Manuch, I really kind of bounced around a little bit.
I didn't hesitate. I did not hesitate.
I voted for comeback wins because that has been incredible with what we have seen after the trade deadline.
Yeah, that's very fair. But who's the guy leading the comeback wins?
I understand. Perdomo.
Yeah, Jerry Perdomo. He has been on fire the last month of this season. And what he's done for the team, I mean, a lot of folks, you sit there and go, wow. I mean, what he's done, he's a lot like what we saw out of Ketel Marte last year.
Okay.
Of course, Ketel Marte was the last week of the season last year was a no-show, literally. And what I've done seen Perdomo, and again last night, 2 for 5, the 1 RBI, the key hit.
Yes.
The clutch hitting.
The walk-off.
The clutch hitting by Perdomo. The home runs. His home run total has really stepped up this year. For me, he's the most valuable player on this team this year.
Okay.
And I look at Corbin Carroll. He's got the home runs. But Perdomo, as a shortstop, more opportunities in the field of play. What he's done at bat. His batting average is at .291. His slugging percentage is at .461. On-base percentage is almost 4. So overall, as the best overall player, now he doesn't run as much as Corbin Carroll does as far as stolen bases. But I look at what Perdomo's done without him, and then Ketel Marte's, quite have the slumps he did last year. And then Corbin Carroll, he'll be good for 3 or 4 days, have a couple days off. But I just think that Perdomo, when I look at it and I really evaluate it, bang, that comes to task right from the get-go.
So with the Mets and Cubs tonight, the Mets trailed last night 6-0 and came back and won the game 9-7. Cincinnati got beat last night. The Cincinnati Reds, they hold the tiebreakers. So if indeed it ends up in a tie with the Diamondbacks or the Mets and Cincinnati, the Reds will get in because they were successful against those teams during the course of the regular season.
And there's a lot of sense of urgency with all three of them.
Yes,
I love
is.
this.
Yeah.
I think this is great for baseball. I think for a lot of us, we love seeing the Mets struggle. I love to see this Diamondback team jump Cincinnati and the Mets, obviously. But it just goes to show you, if you catch fire at the right time, you get the right continuity, and you get the good blend. We talk about the young guys coming up. I mean, Tawa, he comes up, Tawa comes in, he's produced.
Yeah. Yep.
You look at McCann, picking him up off the scrap heap as a catcher. What he's done the last couple of days and handling the staff as far as catching is concerned. Blaze Alexander, even though he was 0 for last night, some of the plays.
He made that spectacular catch in the 9th inning.
Tawa did, yes. And then Blaze Alexander has done a good job at third base. So you look at some of the guys that are coming up, they're starting to come. Del Castillo,
yes,
pinch hit, 2-run home run.
Bang.
To get him back into the game.
Yeah.
And so I think when you're getting close to 162 games a year, and I think what Torey Lovello's done in reference to playing these guys a lot, and then if they're not playing a lot, sending them down to AAA Reno so they get their at-bats, they get their playing. I think McCarthy's another one of those guys, played left field, and he's getting his confidence back because you go with 6 games to go. I'll put it this way. You go 2 weeks to go, it's all hands on deck. You've got your roster set. You've got to trust your rotation. And at that point, you got to trust these guys coming up to bat in reference to that they can handle these kind of situations.
Okay, so for tonight, Ryan Nelson on the mound for the D-backs, 7-3 with a 3.34 ERA, matched up against Blake Snell. And even though his record is 5-4, he just hasn't gotten a lot of run support. His ERA is 2.44. This has all the makings, again, of a pitching battle until the late innings.
Yeah, very, very close game. I agree with that, Jim. I think this is going to be a tight game. Again, clutch hitting, moving runners over. I just think back to that Brandon Pfaadt, great pitching outing he had, one hitter going 9 innings, having a chance to score and didn't get it done. And this is interesting. Tomorrow in the 12:40 game, the getaway game, it's going to be Zach Gallen and Yamamoto. Now,
you said yesterday you thought they would move Zach Gallen up in the rotation,
and they did. And because on Friday it's they're looking at Krismat, right?
Yeah.
Well, they moved Zach Gallen up because it's do or die time right now.
I'm with you,
because it could be game, set, match the last 3 games going into San Diego. Currently, right now, there's no starter for the Diamondbacks in Friday's game against San Diego, and rightfully so because you're moving Zach Gallen up. So I think Torey Lovello understands that it's all hands on deck. You got to go with the best of your best with 4 days rest.
I'm with you on that 100%. Hey, everybody, we are here at Twin Peaks. So what does that mean? Well, it means that you can still get in on the Pro Football Fan Pick'em. It's all powered by Twin Peaks and their 5 Valley locations. Weekly prizes, big twists and turns, and a season-ending grand prize. Just go to fanpick'em.com. Again, that's fanpick'em.com. It is never too late to sign up. Quick timeout. When we come back, Cardinals are matched up against the Seahawks tomorrow night, State Farm Stadium. Former Cardinals defensive lineman Michael Bankston is going to be our guest. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. Last night, the Diamondbacks kept their postseason hopes alive in dramatic fashion, walking off the Dodgers 5-4 on a clutch 2-out single from Geraldo Perdomo. The win was a huge boost for Arizona, keeping them just 1 game back of the 3rd and final NL wildcard spot. tonight, Ryan Nelson takes the mound for the D-backs, while Dodgers counter with lefty Blake Snell. First pitch is at 6:40 with pregame coverage at 6 on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. In football, ASU kicker Jesus Gomez was named the Lou Groza National Kicker of the Week after nailing 4 field goals versus Baylor, including the game winner. Tomorrow is a special showtime for Roc and Manuch, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as the Cards and D-backs are both playing on our airwaves, Arizona Sports and ESPN 620. But if you're heading to the Cardinals game, make sure you stop by Twin Peaks at Westgate. Former Cardinals defensive end Michael Bankston joins the guys next.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with a perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football. Pressure coming. Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Mondays belong to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Live from Biggs America Bar and Grill in Peoria. The guys broadcast every Monday from 1 till 4, right in P83, across from the Peoria Sports Complex at 83rd Avenue in Bell. Then stick around as they host that night's football game. Food, drinks, prizes, and a shot at cash. That's right. Each week, 20 fans get a chance to roll the dough for $10,000. $10,000 Mondays. Biggs Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Be there.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
It's back. Sign up now for the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B annual Pro Football Pick'em contest, powered by all 5 Twin Peaks locations. Pick the winners each week, score great prizes all season long, and earn bragging rights until next year. And don't forget, the guys are live every Thursday from 1 to 4 to kick off your football weekend at one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks lodges. It's free to play and easy to join. Just head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com, powered by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and your home for pro football.
At Crest Insurance, we believe great insurance starts with great relationships. For years, we've been protecting businesses, families, and futures with the care and expertise you deserve. Our team knows what it takes to provide personalized solutions for your needs. We're here to make insurance simple, reliable, and stress-free. Visit crestins.com to see how we can protect what matters most to you.
He's a proud Sam Houston State alum who played 9 seasons in the NFL for the Bengals and Cardinals. Ranked number 62 on the Arizona Republic's top 100 all-time Cardinal players. A great follow on Twitter X at BigBank90. Michael Bankston now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
The shotgun is Jones on 2nd and 10 from the 6. Drops into the end zone. The throw. He's in trouble. Moves right. There's a flag down in the end zone. It might be a hold and a safety. Jones is loose. Gets out to the 5. Tackled at the 7. Calais Campbell was getting held. And it's going to be in the end zone. It's going to be 2 points. The Cardinals are going to take the lead. And it's Calais at age 39 again.
Nothing better than an old guy doing what he does best, because old guys can still play. Thank you to Arizona Sports for that highlight. That means that we're going to welcome in Michael Bankston. He knows a little thing or two about sacking quarterbacks and creating havoc. Welcome, Michael, as always. Oh, by the way, you can follow him on X at BigBank90. That's at BigBank90.
The bank is open.
It is open. Okay, Banks, I'm not going to mess around, brother. I want to know your thoughts on what Leonard Williams did to the Cardinals last year, is he going to do it again to the Cardinals tomorrow night?
And Banks, he's a dude, is he not? Is he something or what?
Yeah, I mean, he is something special. I mean, Seattle, unfortunately, have that number, but we have been splitting the games with Seattle over the last several years. And hopefully, since we're playing at home and they're going our favor, that is the potential. But one of the things that we have to do, because we had 5 sacks we gave up last week, we have to be able to protect the quarterback. And if we're not able to protect the quarterback, it's going to be difficult to get those throws to Marvin Harris and Trey McBride.
So Banks, when you watch this Cardinals defensive front 7, just whether it's a 4-3 or 3-4, you see Calais Campbell, the week before, get the final sack, you get that, presses the pocket there. What do you feel the main reason is, where they just can't get to the quarterback on a consistent basis, or even put the pressure on a guy like Mac Jones, who's really virtually was on one leg last week in the last half?
Yeah, I was going to mention that same thing. We only have 1 sack, and the week before we had a couple, but that's not good enough, especially if you're trying to win a division and make it to the playoffs. We got to get more pressure on the quarterback and to have him throw some bad throws. But when you think about Matt Jones, you're right, he's a one leg, but Matt Jones, I don't know if he's re-coordinated, whatever you want to say, because he got an opportunity because Brock Purdy is hurt. But that's an opportunity for the defense to pin their ears back and do that thing, because, you got a quarterback that has experienced throughout the years, and I know he's been in the league for a little bit, but at the same time, he's just been a journeyman, and you had an opportunity to go up there and put some pressure on him and make a difference. They also didn't even have Kittle. So I was like, okay, now we got an opportunity. Got 2 of their main guys hurt, then we can go up there and possibly win this game. And we still had an opportunity. Let's be real. We still had an opportunity. But somebody's got to make a play, whether it's a sack, whether it's a turnover, or through a fumble or interception. You got to be the one to make the play. We don't always want to rely, especially on the defense. We want to rely. We don't want to always rely on the offense to continue to move the ball, and that way we can control the clock. We want to be on defense to go up and make some turnovers and get to the quarterback and do our thing, or get a 3 and out, so we can control the game. That's what we can control, the defensive side of the ball. We need to do a lot better. I mean, whether it's a 3-4, 4-3, bringing the pressure, getting those 4 guys in the front up the field, making some plays. I think they're there because, Matt Jones had to run around a little bit, but they're not quite there because it doesn't show up in the stats.
Banks, my follow-up question then, do you see tomorrow night as a defensive struggle and a low-scoring game?
Well, I mean, I see what Sam Darnold, he's still averaging around 200-some yards a game as far as passing. Walker is still running the ball pretty decent. And those things we're struggling in on the offensive side of the ball. So we're going to depend on the defense to make those stops, get to Sam Darnold, stop the run and rush the passer. And hopefully, again, we got to be able to play the short side of the field. If we're not playing the short side of the field, as you see, it's difficult for us to go 80 yards, 70 yards down the field and get a touchdown. We need to play the short side of the field. So hopefully they got in their mind to go up there and strip the ball and make some plays. Somebody got to make a play. And don't always rely on the other person that can play. You out there playing too, so you can go out there and make a play. So all 11 guys need to be on that same page and getting after it. Execution, getting after it. If we call the blitz, that blitz is supposed to get home. You know that. Anytime we call the blitz, it's supposed to get home. Even if they run in the ball, it should be a tackle for a loss. So we got to do better on that phase of the game as well. And hopefully that we can control the clock enough that where we don't give Seattle that much opportunity to score, because they've been doing pretty decent in that area.
So, Banks, is Nick Rawls, the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals, kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here? I hear what you're saying, but you got a young secondary. You got guys out. You got guys hurt. You got a young secondary, inexperienced. Can you put that kind of pressure on that secondary? Now, Buddha and Jalen will be fine, but you still got some young guys that gave up some big throws in that final drive against the 49ers last week.
Well, I mean, we don't have no choice. I mean, you can't go up there and get somebody else, not at this present time. You got to go with what you have. And the one thing you can do, you can help them out by putting a safety over there, having the linebacker come underneath and help them with some of the coverages. But you can't do that all the time because then you keep the middle wide open. And, of course, that's the tight end bread and butter down the middle. And so with that being said, we're going to have to rely on those cornerbacks, especially when you're doing those blitzes. And they're going to have one-on-one coverage. They're going to have to do a better job. Hopefully they're working on that during practice, and they prepare for this game tomorrow. Even though they had a short period of time to prepare, they know their mistakes. They watch the film. You got to realize if you get toast, or any case may be, it's still another play coming up. And now this time it's another game coming up, and they just got to be ready to play and execute on all sides of the ball. So I'm hoping for a good game.
Okay.
So what is the pros and cons of the short week? I mean, you got literally just 4 days. I mean, is there anything good about it? And what is it? Is it hard putting a 10-pound ball in an 8-pound hole, or what's that like?
I mean, the issue is a lot of times the guys are not being able to get healed. So a lot of, you always play with an injury, some type of injury. I don't think any guy goes out there without injury. They just say they're feeling good. They're at their peak, and then they can be able to perform. So you don't have enough time to heal. You just got to get ready to play that short time, and you got to rely on doing your best, and hopefully you get that extra time the following week to be able to heal and get ready for the next opponent. It's a Thursday night game. It's a primetime game. It's a time to be hyped. It's time to be to showcase. Because again, I don't care what you think about it. You still showcasing for another 31 teams, and they're all looking at these games. And so if you got another opportunity to be able to afford another team that you might possibly play for, I don't want to say it like that, but that's what you're doing too at the same time. I know it's early in the season, but you just never know. Injuries will happen. James Conner, now Trey Benson has to step up. The next man up, that is what it is. That's the name of the game. And you got to be ready for it.
Banks, I know you're a defensive guy. However, I have to ask you this as a former player. Have you been on a team where you had so many drop passes take place and pretty much cost you the game, like what happened to the Cardinals against San Francisco?
Yes. I mean, yes, and I think that's a lack of focus, lack of concentration, because those passes are in your hand. We always say if it's in your hand, you should be able to catch it. And when those guys drop those balls, especially in crucial situations where we could have continued drives and possibly could have got a touchdown, possibly could have got more points on the board where the game wouldn't have been so close and would have got a W and be 3-0. But hindsight 2020, that happens. It's in the past. Hopefully Marvin Harrison and those guys are doing that juggernaut, whatever that thing is, where they can go up there and catch the ball, do a lot of those.
The judge machine.
Yeah, and get themselves ready. I hopefully Marvin Harrison and those receivers are working extra in practice, doing whatever it takes to win ball games. These are crucial games. These are divisional opponents that you got to be ready. And then, again, if you want to be in the NFC West, you got to be able to beat Seattle. You got to be able to beat San Fran. You got to be able to beat the Rams.
Yeah, I got to imagine, Banks, it's all hands on deck when you got the interdivisional games that you got to play. So I think that any of the guys that are questionable, maybe aside from Paris Johnson Jr., maybe looking to go. But it looks like everybody aside from Zay Jones, who's out because of the concussion protocol, I would think is got to be ready to go or get themselves ready to go, to your point. So valuable to win your interdivisional games.
It's very valuable. I mean, and you said it, Manuch, all hands on deck here. I mean, that's everybody, that's special teams, offense and defense. Everybody's on deck. And everybody has to have it in mind. I said this early. Go make a play. Go make a play within the scheme of the game. Don't go out there and probably try to do something extra and put yourself out of position. But in context of the scheme of the game, make some plays. That's what you're out there to do. Coaches put you in different formats, different formations, different defenses for you to execute and go make plays. We got to go make some plays. if we want to win this game, we got to make some plays. And we got to finish the game. We got to finish the game. We play good at certain spurts. We get the lead, and just like you saw, we lose the lead. We almost lost the lead the week before against the Panthers when we came out and was dominant in the beginning, and then all of a sudden we could become lackluster. We got to be able to play 4 quarters until the last whistle blows and give it all you got and not giving up. And when you got an opportunity to put your foot down on the neck, we got to do that. And we haven't done that yet.
You always make the show better, Banks. Thank you, pal. Enjoy the game tomorrow night.
Thank you,
we'll
guys.
talk to you. You got it, buddy.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
I'll be at the game. I'll be signing autographs tomorrow at the game, so I will be there.
All right.
Why wouldn't you be signing autographs?
Yeah, I can't wait till next week. I want to hear about the autograph signing.
The bank is open tomorrow night for autographs.
Yep.
Michael
I'll
Bankston.
be up there and love them.
All right, brother. Thank you. Michael Bankston, former Cardinal defensive lineman. You can follow him on X at BigBank90. Again, that's BigBank90. All right, we're here at Twin Peaks for about another 20 minutes, and then we're shutting the show down. A little housekeeping. Tomorrow, because we have NFL football Thursday on our sister station, 98.7, the Diamondbacks getaway game with the Dodgers at 12:40 will be on ESPN 620. So, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will air tomorrow from 10 in the morning until noon. We will take you right up to the Diamondbacks pregame show. Once again, that's just tomorrow from 10 until noon. We're coming right back with our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Craving sushi with a twist? Welcome to Rock Lobster, Chandler's vibrant and trendy sushi destination, where energy meets elegance. From bold wok-fire dishes to creative handcrafted rolls and cocktails, every bite brings the flavor. Every visit brings the vibe. Join us for lunch, dinner, or happy hour Monday through Friday, or even a date night. Find us at Price and Queen Creek in Ocotillo. That's Rock Lobster, where sushi gets social.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our 3 Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
It's time to make plans to join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for another Dos Equis Sun Devils watch party. ASU hits the road to Base, Utah, Saturday, October 11th at Backyard Gilbert. This is your ultimate tailgate. Elevated bar favorites in the game on massive LED walls. And at halftime, 25 fans get a shot to roll for dough for $10,000. See you there, Sun Devil fans. All season long at Backyard Desert Ridge and Backyard Gilbert.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Action! When I grow up, I want to be a director because they get to talk to everybody about everything. They get to make cool movies and dance music videos.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect of the immune system that affects millions. Early testing can give children a chance to dream.
And when I'm a director, I get to say, lights, camera, action.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
That's a wrap.
Lerner and Rowe One Call That's All call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe voted Arizona's best law firm.
I feel like we continue to build momentum every single day, and this is who we are. You see it. We lay it out there. We play with grit and determination every single day, and when it shows up like that, it's a special moment. And I was just really proud of what happened.
That's the skipper, Torey Lavella, from last night after that incredible 5-4 come from behind victory, the walk-off with the base hit by Perdomo. It's good enough for our Lerner and Rowe One Call That's All. Interact. Need a check? Just make one call. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, Lerner and Rowe One Call That's All. 602-977-1900. Quickly to what's on tap. Well, it is baseball tonight. And you can, Diamondbacks and the Dodgers, our sister station, 98.7 on the FM dial, will have the radio coverage. Diamondbacks TV, 686. If you are on DirecTV and Cox Cable, channel 34. And a reminder again about tomorrow. It is Getaway Day. And with the Cardinals and Seahawks playing the Thursday night game, our Arizona Sports will carry the Cardinals, and ESPN 620 will carry the Diamondbacks. That means Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will air tomorrow from 10 until noon. That's early for me, Manuch. You going to be
early for you?
Yeah, it'll be early
I'm
for
up
me.
and at it, man.
No,
My
man.
goodness, let's go.
No.
Well, I'll get the eggs and bacon going.
Oh, that'll be good. That's good for me.
You make sure you got the coffee brewing.
Yep.
Little cinnamon rolls on the
Oh,
side.
I like that.
We're good to go from 10 to noon.
All right. Let's quickly then get to our – I forgot.
It's our State 40 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day.
Thank you.
Prevagen must have wore off
Yeah,
on
it
him.
just died on the vine.
It's Arizona's #1 referred roofer, serving the Valley and businesses for over a decade. Get your free quote today at state48roofing.com, and you can follow them on hashtag #SexyRoofStatus. Here it is. Just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter.
Okay.
What part of the D-backs run for a wild card spot impresses you the most? What part of the D-backs run for a wild card spot impresses you the most? Is it the comeback wins? Is it the reserves coming through? Bullpen stepping up? Or Perdomo staying hot? Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Connor, which way are the fans leaning on this one?
So we had a split here, 50% with reserves coming through and the other 50% with the comeback wins.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
I went comeback wins.
Yeah, I gave Perdomo a lot of love on this bad boy. You know what? It's been a very resilient team.
Yep.
And you just hope they can stay resilient because there's not much wiggle room at all.
No, there's not.
There's
You
not
have to
much
win.
wiggle room at all.
Yeah.
And don't you love it, though?
It's fun.
I mean, the last 5 games of the season, here you are, and then you got to pretty much win out.
Yes.
And you wouldn't want it any other way for the Diamondbacks to have the toughest schedule the last 6 games of the season in order to go literally through the back door. You looked at the Cincinnati team. They've got Pittsburgh and Milwaukee.
Yep.
Look at the Mets. They got Washington. They got the Marlins, who, by the way, are hot.
But yes, they are.
They're
the
hot.
Marlins are hot.
And then here's the Diamondbacks. You know, you've got the toughest of the toughest. And what an improbable story if they were to win 6 in a row over the Dodgers, over the Padres, who lead the National League West, sneak in that back door, get a couple, 2-3 days off, and get themselves ready. We can only dream about it, right, Jimmy B?
Look, the reality is it could be a real possibility. It is there for the taking, but you have to win games. It doesn't matter if it's pretty or ugly. If you're shut out for 6 innings like last night with Ohtani on the mound, they couldn't do anything against him. The Dodgers went to the bullpen, and they caved. And the Diamondbacks found a way to come back and win.
Yeah, it's must-watch TV. It's scoreboard watching. It's interesting. We're here at Twin Peaks in Tempe, and you're looking over for, we're watching the Padres and the Brewers, and you're seeing some of the other games that are out there. But, yeah, about 6:30, 7 o'clock tonight as the Diamondbacks get underway, as you mentioned, Jimmy, at 6:40. what are those teams doing back east? Where are they at? The Mets came back last
They
night.
did. They trailed. They trailed 6-0, Manuch.
I would love nothing more than that payroll, that talent to get boxed out. But there's Cincinnati, who are by the way, they're the tiebreaker against this Diamondback team.
Yes.
Will they win 4 in a row, 4 games?
Yep, and they have the tiebreaker against the Mets as well.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, as you mentioned yesterday, we'll be on from 10 to noon tomorrow. We'll be joined by former Ryder Cup captain Tom Lineman.
Can't wait.
He's back at Bethpage Black.
Awesome.
They had the opening ceremonies today, which was just absolutely awesome. Jam-packed crowd for the opening ceremony.
Yeah.
And then, hey, don't fret it. Howard Balzer will join us.
Yep.
He'll join us tomorrow as well, too. Paul Moyer from Seattle. He does a halftime and post-game show for the Seattle Seahawks. And then Charlie Regal. We'll get our fill of Charlie Regal and talk about this Sun Devils team. I guess kind of a short week by a day, but they're taking on Friday night, taking on a very good TCU team. But you can throw the ball on them. You tough to run on. They got an outstanding quarterback. This TCU team with Sonny Dykes has got this team early on hitting on all cylinders. So this game on Friday night could be the first one to 45 wins.
Could be like that.
Or the first one to 17 wins. Just depends.
I got a feeling it's going to be a high score.
I do too. I really there's too many weapons.
Yes.
There's too much speed. There's too much talent. Both the quarterbacks are outstanding quarterbacks. You know, ASU's running game is averaging 225 yards per game the last 3 games. You got the same thing with TCU. You know, 2 teams that somewhat mirror each other. And I think we're also finding out is SMU is not quite the team we thought they would. They beat SMU, but then SMU lost again last weekend. So once again, it's going to be one of those games on Friday night, competing with the high school games that'll be going on. So
I guess I won't be watching your game on TV. I got better viewing. I'm sorry, pal.
Well, if you don't, you can always sneak in over to Channel 13 on Cox. We got ALA Queen Creek taking on South Point Catholic.
Okay.
That'll be at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Myself and Kevin Derryberry and the gang with your high school game of the week. But, this is must-watch TV with 5 games to go.
Yep.
Diamondbacks making it happen. And how about the Cardinals? Don't forget about them.
I
taking
can't
on
wait
Seattle tomorrow night.
I can't wait for Tom Lineman. I got to ask him. You know me. I love the Ryder Cup. For me, it's better than the Masters. It's better than the PGA, the U.S. Open, the British Open.
I would say it's better than Masters.
Oh,
I would never.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes, it is nuts. You watch.
Oh, I watch
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It'll be nuts.
I like the team nature of it.
I love
as far as pure golf and the pageantry.
Yes.
The Masters tag.
And you see guys play with emotion. That's the best part. I hate robotic golf. That's probably why I enjoyed watching DeChambeau play and also Tiger.
Because
you're
so emotional and aggressive, Jimmy.
Damn right I am.
5 foot nothing, 100 nothing pounds.
That's why you got to be aggressive and emotional. You scare the hell out of people. That's what I do best.
At 5'2".
Connor, thank you, man, for everything that you do. Matt, you were mediocre as always. Thank you, pal. We love Matt. And thank you to Twin Peaks for letting us hang out here today in Tempe. Again, tomorrow, 10 to noon on ESPN 620.